This is a trailer for the new Halloween game. It's pretty much the Friday 13th game with now Michael Myers instead. I was a big fan of the Friday 13th game. It made me very sad when they stopped doing development and then it eventually shut down. Now, I tapped into, obviously, Dead by Daylight, and then I tapped into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre game, which I actually really enjoyed. But then once again, I looked it up on Twitch to see like if that game was still popping. It had like 100 viewers max. When I watched the top streamer, bro, they were in a 5-minute queue. After that 5-minute queue was up, they only had 1 out of 3 killers in the lobby. Yeah, but it's wraps for that game. Dead by Daylight player base going up. I feel like Dead by Daylight does a good job at making the competitive aspect of that genre work. But I feel like the game is more of a party and experience feeling rather than it is about like min-maxing. You know what I mean? It's about I am living inside of a horror movie right now. That's my interpretation of the genre anyway. That's how I felt about OG Friday 13th game. 8 survivors, 1 OP killer that cannot die. Making Jason OP is a blessing and a curse. It's bad because it's like if he touches me, I'm dead. But I think about the immersion perspective, it's like there's 8 survivors here. Most of these survivors are not making it out of here. So it adds that horror movie aspect. The Texas Chainsaw game felt like I was in a movie. The game is over either you escaping within 20 minutes or everybody dying within the first 10. And then Dead by Daylight, they balance it perfect. And I feel like it's too perfect. I'm not scared. It loses the horror aspect of it, I feel like. I think the reason why they're going with the low lobby numbers, like having 4 survivors, 1 killer, is maybe because they're scared of people not being able to queue up. Because Texas Chainsaw Massacre has a really good premise, really good gameplay loop. It's just the servers are just dead. Maybe asking for a 7-player lobby is too much for a game like this. The Friday 13th game dealt with that issue too. But I feel like these games thrive in private lobbies. The dilemma was that Friday 13th didn't work if you didn't have a full lobby. If you only had like 5 people, that shit was kind of like wraps. Jason could kill at least 3 to 4 people every game. So if you're running 8 lobbies deep, that's half the lobby that dies every time. If you cut that down where you only get like 4 friends to play that shit, one of you's Jason, there's 3 of you alive, yeah, but that's just gonna be over in 2 seconds. It's hard to make these games work, man. No hate to Dead by Daylight. It makes sense why they went with the formula that they did. Having the competitive aspect adds that longevity. You could solo queue it if you wanted to. I feel like maybe if other games leaned into just being what they are, just being party games, nothing wrong with being a party game, but my favorite games are party games.